Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, Floyd Mayweather says he's coming back in December, but it's going to be a tune-up, a, a big boxing event in Japan, and I think they're pushing for New Year's Eve or something like that, or some big type of event. And if you remember correctly, I remember I covered the Pacquiao Vargas fight, and Bob Arum wanted to introduce a Chinese fighter. I believe he was a two-time Olympian or something. I forget the kid's name. And I remember, uh, was it Brandon Rios in China or something like that? If I'm not, was it Brandon Rios? I forget, or was it Chris Algieri? One of them guys, they fought in China. Maybe both of them were in China. And I also can remember Tom Loeffler wanting to push Triple G over to the Asian market. Uh, that's something I thought Manny Pacquiao should have been done a long, long time ago. And Floyd Mayweather, I guess, want to capitalize upon their mishaps or missed balls or miscues or whatever you want to call it. The Asian market is definitely an untapped market in terms of boxing. Um, I guess, but by the sound of it, he's going to have one tune-up fight in December. I saw it on TMZ, and I saw it on the boxing clinic, which pushed me to TMZ, and I watched and and I saw what was going on, and it's just making money, man. And you know what I noticed too? I saw the titles, but I didn't watch the article. I mean, I didn't read the videos. Keith Thurman called out Conor McGregor. I saw Kevin Cunningham post about boxing is booming. Um, you hear Eddie Hearn throwing out all these numbers. You hear Showtime. You hear Fox. You hear Bob Arum talking about the ESPN deal. Excuse me. So with all these numbers being thrown out and all these numbers realistically tangible to all these fighters, I guess you hear guys like Keith Thurman calling out Conor McGregor. They want to tap into this free market. When actuality is sometimes we forget that every fighter is their own LLC. Every fighter is an entrepreneur. They're the CEO of their own company, and we forget that because I should say in many cases, they have a promoter, they have a manager. So we always attach every fighter we know to an umbrella situation, like a top rank situation, or like in the '80s when King Promotion, Don King, um, you know, Golden Boy, um, Heyman Boxing, PBC. You understand where I'm coming from? So we forget that at the end of the day, these fighters control their own career. And free marketplace, obviously, Keith Thurman and uh, Conor McGregor is not likely, but I think he's trying to make a splash and trying to gain headlines. Similar to when everyone calls out Floyd in January when they know he has a fight in May. I would assume that's what Keith Thurman is doing, knowing that Conor McGregor has a fight, a huge fight, the first week of October. So similar to what Bob Arum is doing to Earl Spence in terms of uh, building Terrence Crawford name without actually doing press interviews and or press events. More importantly, spending money for press events. So, um, but that's where boxing is headed, man. People are fighters and managers and teams are trying to cash in. Trying to, and the flip side of that is with all these novice events, novice type fights. I would consider Keith Thurman, Conor McGregor novice type of an event. I would consider Floyd Mayweather. Excuse me. I would consider Floyd Mayweather fighting in Japan a novice type of an event. You understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't think that he would come out and fight like a Earl Spence, Sean Porter, who's the other champion, Keith Thurman at the welterweight division, or Terrence Crawford. I wouldn't think that he would do that. I would think that he would fight, probably the probably a regional fighter that the world knows of, that where he believed that he can get the win that will push him to a big fight, maybe in Asia, Manny Pacquiao, and why that's important is because we know Manny Pacquiao can't fight in America. So with Floyd Mayweather doing this, I would gather that this has been in the works for some time because he's doing an event in Asia and he knows Manny Pacquiao last fought in Malaysia, and uh, reports has it that he owes money here in America and can't fight in America. So maybe they're pushing that fight to Asia to tap into a new market, because how many times have we heard of Amir Khan fighting in Dubai? You know what I mean? And all these, and Bob Arum has always said, show him the money and we'll do a fight over there. And they've never showed the money. So, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So now that people are talking more, you can start to see the connections as the pieces start to conform. You understand what I'm saying? So, sit back and see what happens. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, it's a free market. Every fighter has a right to realistically do what they want, and it's up to the fans to decide. And in actuality, if let's hypothetically put it together, Keith Thurman probably will fight before Floyd Mayweather. Now, let's say Keith Thurman fought Conor McGregor, hypothetically, and fans didn't show up. Floyd Mayweather would kind of second guess putting on a novice type of fight. You get what I'm saying? Because the fans have spoken. The fans have said, we're not tolerating this. We're not putting up with this. But it's just interesting to see how fighters need to speak up. And even if you're a quiet type fighter, or quote unquote introvert, or doesn't really like the media, I think now is the time where boxing is a place where you can make some generational wealth now, with all these contracts, and who knows the marketplace. You understand what I'm saying? If Terrence Crawford is getting $3 million to fight Jose Benavidez, that's what reports say. What's the marketplace? We don't know what the fighters' value are. So now is the time to create your value. You know what I mean? Go into negotiations, see what the value is worth, see what you can. You know what I mean? Earl Spence, call out whoever you want to call out. Name cachet, build your profile. You understand? Who's going to be the first to call out Floyd Mayweather? Who's going to be the first welterweight to call out Floyd Mayweather? You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's about name cachet. It's about marketplace. It's about where you are in the market. And you can correlate that to everyone's real life. What's your value in the marketplace? You understand, whether you have a 9-to-5 job, or whether you're an independent contractor, or whether you're an entrepreneur. What's your value in the marketplace? Your value in the marketplace determines how much you can get paid for your services. So, it's hard to fathom this sometimes, especially when you haven't practiced the habit. You haven't practiced the habit of marketing yourself to build name cachet. You've always depended on promotion companies. You've always depended on your manager. You've always depended on media outlets such as myself, such as newspapers, such as other YouTube channels, such as whoever you deem as media. Instagram now, social media. So it's hard to say, I'm going to get on social media and start promoting myself, start calling out fighters, knowing I'm not going to fight them, but for name cachet. So that's where we're at now. So everything will begin to unfold as it relates to where people are going, the dates of the fights. We know PBC has some cards coming up. They're going to start in December. It's exciting times, man. It's an exciting time to be a fighter. It's an exciting time to be a fan. It's an exciting time to be a media member, because every weekend there is a major fighter fighting but we don't know who they're fighting. See, now it's important for the fans to dominate and control and manipulate the marketplace. If you don't want it, don't pay for it. Don't promote it. And that's going to, and there lies the true answers. And that's the reality of and that's a direct correlation to life, right? If you don't promote a party and you're promoting the club, minimum people will show up. If you spend the money and promote it, you put it on a radio station, you put the flyers up, you put it on social media, it will draw people's attention. You get a celebrity to show up, it will draw attention. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the fans control the marketplace and the media promotes the marketplace. And it's just a matter of who controls it. It's like the fans are on one side of the tennis courts. The boxers are on the other side of the tennis courts. And the media is like the net. And the net moves like to whoever controls the marketplace, right? And that's typically where we're at right now. Fans are upset. These novice fights are coming up. Boxers are happy because they see all these pots of gold and they don't know where to go and they're trying to play their part. But we'll see, man. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Again, Floyd Mayweather says that he's coming back for a 2-fight deal. He's going to fight one in Asia, probably Japan, maybe Tokyo, similar to Mike Tyson. You know, Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, 43-1 underdog. Wow. People out there still spending that money if you bet big. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.